Here, the Jim Tatum Award goes to Florida State's Dillan Gibbons. Dillan Gibbons just taking care of business in that offensive line, knocking people into next week. And man, he has been out of sight.
I don't think it's a coincidence that he transferred over from Notre Dame a couple years ago. And since then, this Florida State offense and this offensive line has completely changed the game. He's a leader. The way his coaches speak about him, the way his teammates speak about him, and what he does off the field. I know we're going to get a chance to speak with him, is what truly makes him so special. He uses NIL for a nonprofit sense. Really cool stuff. Florida kid too, so to be able to go play in his backyard and do what they did this weekend.
Yeah.
And then you get this award.
Yeah.
I know Dillan Gibbons is happy.
So it's one thing to do it on the field and be a beast, but it's off the field. The total student athlete, and that's what he is. Again, a leader in the classroom and outside of the classroom environment in his community. Somebody who you can count on. Accountability is so big when it comes to these young men. You want to know who is going to be there in the trenches with you, and when you're outside and you're truly a human being, who is also going to help you be there. And that's something that Dillan's been able to do for his teammates and this team. And there's no coincidence, again, why another O-line is looking great and plays as well as they do when they have leaders like this.
He was also recently named one of the 20 finalists for the Jason Witten Collegiate Man of the Year. I mean, this guy's the honor roll. I mean, he's the whole total package, which is what this award's all about. With that said, let's head down to Tallahassee. Dillan Gibbons joins us right now. First of all, Dillan, congratulations on the award. And tell you what, we're just sitting bragging about your football team. That game Friday night was kind of the epitome of the whole year, wasn't it? I mean, arch rival, line them up, knock them down, run like crazy, 200 yards, 7 straight games. You and all those big old boys up front and taking care of business, and I know you got to feel really, really good about what you've accomplished this year.
Yes, sir. It's been an incredible year for me and for my whole group on offense here at Florida State. And man, first of all, let me tell you, it's an absolute honor to receive this award, to honor the legacy of Jim Tatum. And at the end of the day, you know, this isn't just about me. It's about the people I've been standing on, the shoulders of the giants I've been sitting on my whole life. People pushing me in my academic and my football pursuits. I've understood that from a young age, that football doesn't last forever, that you can't put all your eggs in the football basket. And to have that mindset early on has pushed me to do some incredible things. Whether it be, you know, at Notre Dame, earning my degree in management consulting with a minor in studio art, something that I was told I couldn't do, you know, going there early on. Or here at Florida State, pursuing my MBA and having a wonderful time in the classroom. That led to a lot of great opportunities off the field, whether that be in my own nonprofit, Big Man, Big Heart, or outside of football and different internship opportunities. But there's always more you can do. And what I've tried to do is control the controllables and make every single element of my life, take it to the fullest extent. And try to eliminate those variables and do as much as I possibly could while I'm still here at Florida State and here playing football.
All right, Dillan, I want to ask you about that nonprofit. It's called Big Man, Big Heart, like you said, because you are a big man, clearly with a big heart. You started it less than 2 years ago when NIL was finally official. You were able to raise money for nonprofits, and you've raised nearly $500K since its inception. And it's gone to people like your friend Timothy Donovan, who we all know and love. He's been a fan of you at Notre Dame, and then you brought him into the Florida State realm as well. You raised money this year for the hurricane in Florida, trying to give back to the home state there for the people who lost so much from the devastation from the hurricane. What spurred you to start this nonprofit in the first place a couple of years ago when you could do so many other things with NIL?
Yeah, so it kind of goes back to my upbringing, right? With my parents. My mom, Lynn Gibbons, is a workers' compensation personal injury attorney in the St. Petersburg area. From a young age, I was able to witness the great that she did in some people's lives. And that kind of turned me into the person I am today. The person that was able to realize an opportunity within the name, image, likeness space of running a nonprofit and helping student athletes, you know, be champions for causes. And at the end of the day, I brought on a team of wonderful student athletes from all across the state of Florida, all across the nation, to basically turn these individuals in their lives, whether it be individuals like Timothy Donovan, people that have been through horrible, you know, natural disasters such as hurricanes, tornadoes, and other things of that nature, and shine light on their lives, shine light on their stories, and go ahead and try to raise some money for them, but more importantly, tell their stories, and get people to realize that these players have people in their lives that need support too, people that need to have their story told, and hopefully people are willing to hear those stories. And we've done an incredible job over the past 2 seasons through Big Man, Big Heart. And like you said, we've been able to raise just about $500,000. and it's been an absolutely incredible process. And I couldn't have done it without the fans here at Florida State, without the fans all the way throughout the ACC and across all of college football, and wonderful individuals like you guys helping spread the word of what we're doing here at Big Man, Big Heart, and trying to use my name and likeness to the best of my ability, and help as many people as I can while I'm still playing college football and into my life in the NFL.
One thing I think is really cool, and you kind of touched on it, is Big Man, Big Heart isn't just about you. You've enlisted other athletes from other schools. There's guys at Duke, Florida, UCF, probably guys you grew up with who are ambassadors for the nonprofit at their own universities. What does that mean to you that other men are getting involved in this as well?
Yeah, I just know the struggles that the student athlete goes through on a day-to-day basis. I know some of the awful things that are happening through name, image, likeness. And I wanted to let other student athletes utilize my charitable tool belt. I wanted to set the foundation of which other student athletes could grow. Other student athletes could engage in charitable actions, whether it be starting nonprofits of their own, starting GoFundMes, or just trying to tell people stories. So what I did is I laid the groundwork, and I brought on these other college ambassadors, taught them everything that I've learned in the crowdfunding and storytelling process, and brought on 5 interns here at Florida State to help us throughout that process. And some of the individuals in my family stepped up to help me be able to organize and compartmentalize my life. But it's been an absolutely incredible process. Not only to help some individuals like Timothy Donovan and a lot of other wonderful people we've worked with over the past 2 years, but to be able to show others how to use their name, image, likeness in a proper way and raising money for others and telling other people's stories.
Now, Dillan, you said 2 things that just caught my mind, man. Something I live off of as well is don't put all your eggs in the football basket and control the controllable. Man, how does it feel to truly break the mold of how people think of college athletes and student athletes and truly take that to the next level? You're talking about the NIL and what your foundation does, and it is above and beyond. How does it feel to truly be that guy and helping others? And I know you gotta make your parents proud.
Yeah, I hope so. And it's been eye-opening, right? To pop your head out of the college football matrix, to see the opportunities that are in front of you, and see some of the injustices that happen to student athletes across the board. But it kind of all goes back to a feeling I had in a classroom at Notre Dame, probably about my sophomore year. I was in the College of Business, and I was getting ready to give a presentation. And of course, I had my football loop on. I just got done with a workout, and I was going up to the front of the classroom, prepared to address the whole class. I forget exactly what the presentation was on at this point, but I led the presentation. And I saw these kids' faces drop. I saw them, they saw the way I engaged with the room, the way I looked everyone in the eye, the way I engaged with people, and told the story of what I was trying to present. That connotation behind student athletes doesn't have to stay the same. As more student athletes come through this process, they realize the opportunities, they see the missteps some people have taken. I hope to be there for other people, to show them the right way of how to do things, things that I've seen in my life and been able to compartmentalize and correct. At the end of the day, just like what you said, control the controllables, and use this opportunity that we have right now as college athletes to the best of our ability, and to do as much as we possibly can while we're blessed with this opportunity.
Dillan, obviously you're incredibly impressive both on the field and the classroom and the community, but we've never met. This is our first conversation with you, but I also know you've got to have a great sense of humor, and the reason I know that is social media, because fresh after knocking off the Gators over on Friday night, we couldn't help but notice what we saw on social media, and that'll pop up here in a second. Here we go. To safely and humanely dispatch the alligator, aim for the center of the spine directly behind the skull plate. I'm assuming that we've got some hunting skill, or did we do some research there?
Yes, sir. So I actually have a direct relationship with the Florida FWC. I had to give Director Sutton a call to figure out how to safely and humanely dispatch an alligator. And that's coming directly from the FWC, so if anybody's interested, that's the best way to get done that business.
I love it, man. That's a young man who does his research, knows exactly what he's talking about, and cares for the animals humanely. Hey, I like that right there.
Growing up in Florida, you learn to get away from a gator. You run in a zigzag, but now I know how to actually take it down if it does indeed catch you. Thank you, Dillan. We appreciate that.
Hey, thank you.
Hey, what's up with the beard, man? There's got to be a story with the beard. What can you tell us about the beard?
Originally, the beard was for warmth. I was up there in South Bend, Indiana. Went through a few different polar vortexes during my experience up there. I got into the negatives. But over time, it's become, just part of my being. I always try to embody, for lack of a better term, like a Mike Allstott type mentality. He was my coach growing up. And to have that on my face, to look the way I do, I think it makes me look more gritty. My mom hates it. My fiance hates it. It'll probably be gone in the next couple of years. But for the time being, I'm gonna roll with it. It has been a disadvantage at times. There's a hair rule in the NCAA and even the ACC where you're allowed to pull hair. So say I had long hair, you'd be able to pull it. Same with the beard. People are allowed to grab it. But that's been kind of a disadvantage, kind of an advantage, because if you've ever had someone touch your face, it gets you pretty fired up. And trust me, they end up receiving the worst end of the deal when they do decide to grab my facial hair.
I love it. Well, listen, congratulations on all of your success. Academically, like I said, what you do in the community. And on top of that, the football has been great too. And you guys are playing terrific football. You're playing your best football at the right time of the year. Enjoy the downtime before the bowl season. But again, congratulations on the award too.
Hey, thank you so much. And if anybody watching us today, or even you guys, ever needs anything that I can be of assistance of, please just let me know. My cell phone number is in my Instagram bio. Same with Twitter. Please just reach out to me. If you guys ever need any help, if there's anybody in your life that needs help or needs their story told, I'd be happy to be that guy.
And you're great. Awesome.
Appreciate that, boss man.
Awesome job. Congratulations.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
You got it.
Thanks, Dylan.
Again, I brag about the student athletes in this league. It's just, this league is another cut. It's just a different animal than everybody else.
Yeah.